to my channel, Siani Chronicles. Today I'll be doing a story time about how I found out that I was pregnant. Okay, so let's just jump right into this video. So I was 19 years old, and me and this guy, we was gonna call him sperm donor. And me and this guy, we was dating for a few months. And it's funny because leading up to me finding out I was pregnant, I had a feeling that I was pregnant because I remember I was eating so much. I remember my mom took me and my boyfriend out to IHOP, and the breakfast sampler, or the 2 times 2, that one. Normally I would never finish it, finish all of it. But this day I remember my mom came for work. My boyfriend met me at the house and we went out to IHOP. And I remember because my hair was kind of like this too, and I had just this white turtleneck bodysuit on with some jeans, and we went there. And I remember I got what I usually get, that 2X, and I got the pancakes with eggs and I think turkey sausage or something. And I'm not sure if it come with hash browns. It might come with hash browns and on the other side, but I devoured that shit. I remember I was so hungry, and then during the night, middle of the night, I would be getting hungry, and I would eat either ramen noodles or cereal. Normally it was cereal because it's easier to make. Well, you're not even doing anything. You put that shit in a bowl, add the milk, you Gucci. So yeah. And I remember I was working at this restaurant, and I was every time I worked, I was always running to the bathroom to go, wanting to use the bathroom all the time, back to back. And at first I didn't think nothing of it, honestly, only because I would usually drink lemonade or water while I was working. Sometimes I would drink soda too, but I would usually start out with let's say a soda, and then a Coke, and I would kind of finish up or in the night with a lemonade or water. And so I was thinking well, it just those 3 things I'm drinking, because I already know that caffeine does make me have I have to go pee a lot. So I was just thinking it was just that. And I remember at work I would be so hungry, and I'd be yo, I'm hungry. And once again, I didn't really think about it. I just saw, because at the time I wasn't really eating like that. I had 1 meal a day, sometimes 2. And so I was maybe it's that too. I don't know. Also, pause right there, because I almost forgot to say, don't forget to subscribe, and comment on this video, and of course share. Also, if I am sounding a bit weird, it's because my allergies is acting up, so my nose is pretty stuffy right now. But I had to come through to get out a video, because I know last week I didn't do one, so here I am. Anyway, back to the story. So I'm always on track with my period. I use Flow, the app, for my period and stuff like that, and I always track it, and always on time. It usually either comes the day before or the day of. Never with late. My period never been late. It would never been irregular. If it has, it was when it started out, how usually with some females, when they start out their period, it's usually irregular, and then it straighten up. And plus, I've been using Flow, the app, for about like a long time, since like high school, because I had like a little experience. My period came on and I didn't know. Well, my period came on at school. And after that, I was like, yeah, no, I need a period tracker. Because like, before I used to never check my period. But anyway, so it was just like, I just had a feeling. Like, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm pregnant. But there also was a part of me that like wanted to be in denial of like being pregnant and stuff like that. And so I didn't like really like think too much of it. Like every time I was like, yo, I feel like I'm pregnant, my brain was like, no, you're not pregnant. Like, you know, like you have like this pre-period symptoms, which it is very hard to figure out until you literally miss your period. But I remember that this day I had like took what they call the pregnancy test. After the pregnancy test, it was like I think a few days before my period had came, and I had got like the 2-in-1 box, and so I took that one, and it came back like negative. And so I was like, okay, I was like, okay, I was like, but I'm gonna just try again, like, you know, later on. I'm gonna wait to see my period comes. And I remember, like, I think it was like a day before my period came on, or that my period was supposed to come on, I did it again. And no, it was the day of my period was supposed to come on, and it didn't come on. I had waited too. I was like, I'm gonna just wait it out. I'm gonna see my period won't come on. Sometimes it doesn't come on early or during the middle of the night. Sometimes it comes on, like, you know, late at night. And so I was like, okay. And when it didn't, I was like, okay, yeah, I already know I'm pregnant. But just to let you know, actually see, I took the pregnancy test again, and then it came back positive. And I'm not gonna say like I was disappointed or happy, because I didn't really know what to feel. Because like I said, like at the time I was like 19, and I was like, you know, just like not really like just trying to get my life together. At that time, like, you know, I thought that's me and sperm donor was like, you know, who's gonna be the one. So I was like, you know, get my life together. I'm like, I think I just had left school, or I was about to leave school again, and I was like, yeah, I tried out college again. Didn't really go too well. So at this point, I was like about to leave, about to drop out, or I did drop out, and I was just like, you know, like, if school's not for me right now, I'm gonna try later on. And right now, I'm just gonna get this bread up. Just gonna get this money. And so, and also I was trying to take care of my own self. And so I was like, I don't know how to feel. And so I remember I texted sperm donor. I'm like, hey, can we talk? Because it's funny, because I actually didn't tell my mom, but to like kind of like a few weeks later, or when, yeah, like it was like a few weeks later, about to be a month in, that I told my mom. Because normally I know I watch these type of videos and it would just be like, they told your mom, or they told like somebody else, and I didn't tell people right away, only because I wasn't sure what I was doing or what he was going to say. I didn't want to tell people, and then let's say, God forbid, I had a miscarriage, or I wasn't going to keep the baby, or he didn't want to keep the baby. So I was like, I'm not going to just tell people right away. I'm just going to see how like he feels about it. So I remember I told him, like, just call me when you get home. And I remember just laying in bed. I was watching TV. All these ads was just like abortion ads, Planned Parenthood, mom's babies, and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm like, are you kidding me? It was like the two, I felt like, to be honest, that it was like the two sides of me. Like, I felt like. It felt like it was the two sides of me. Like, it felt like, because, you know, like, one part of you was like, yeah, I want to, like, you know, keep the baby. The other part of you was like, I don't know. So that was me. And also I should mention this. So like before, like, I found out I was pregnant, like way before, I was still in school, and I remember, like, I would get, I would be on TikTok, and I would get like all these like females that's coming up pregnant that like would be like around my age, coming up pregnant. I would have like videos of like babies. I would do like those stupid like filter apps, like what's gonna be coming for my next year, or what am I gonna bring in for the new year. It was like, you gonna have a baby, and I was like, what? Like, I didn't think nothing of it, but like I didn't think nothing of it, but after I got pregnant, I was like, yo, God was telling me something. Yeah. And it's crazy too, because I really didn't think I could get pregnant, to be honest. Like, that was just like me in my head, because I did like have miscarriage before. That's another story I could tell another time, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, enough for me rambling. I ramble too much. So yeah. He got home, and then he called me. He was like, hey, what's up? And I remember I ran to the bathroom. I was like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, I'm good. What you gotta tell me? I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And because I don't know why, but I wasn't really scared. It was more like nerve wracking to me, because I feel like if you say something like, I'm pregnant, that's like, and for like, I feel like you say that, yeah, I'm pregnant, it's like reality hits, like, oh shit, I'm fucking pregnant. And that was like, for me, like, I kind of like was just like, not, I was kind of dealing dabbling with it. Like, I didn't really like wanted to, like, I guess like have reality be reality. And plus I was like so fucking nervous. But I eventually told him, I was like, so I'm pregnant. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. So he was like, what you want to do? And I told him, like, I didn't know. Because, like I said, I'm 19. I'm just now starting to get my life together. And, like, you know, a baby is like a big commitment. And I asked him, and he didn't know at first, like, what to do either. And because he was like, you know, like, we young and stuff like that. And that did kind of make me cry, because I guess like a little part of me did want to keep the baby, but I also knew where it was coming from. And I remember like, I had told my best friend this, like, the reason why like, I went to him first was because like, and was like open to like hearing like what he wanted to do, was because that like, one, me and him was like, you know, actively together. Like, if we not actively together, like, let's say like we broke up and I get pregnant, yeah, you still have a say, but at the same time, for me, at least to me wise, I'm not gonna care. Like, I'm gonna be like, no. And I remember like, I was telling her too, so also like, I like at the time, like, I really wanted to be with him. Like, if he felt like, no, we wasn't ready, like, we still, like, we too young, like, we just trying to live our life, trying to, like, you know, have fun and stuff like that, then okay, like, by all means, you know. So I told him not to like say anything to nobody and to sing about it, and then he was like, okay. You know, when I'm talking about the story, y'all might see some red flags that I should probably saw back then. But I didn't. Also, he had more story times to come on. Like, he had more story times to come on. But anyway, hold on. So he had like called me back and he told me like, you know, he did call his mom and he had like told her that I was pregnant. And like she was like super excited. She was like, yeah, it's like, you know, like she should like keep the baby and stuff like that. And like she was just hoping it was a girl. Like that was amazing. She was like, I hope it's a girl that you have. Because she had like all boys. So, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, before I say what he said, females, young females, around my age and younger, because I know teen parenting does happen a lot. Listen, and I don't wish this on anybody, honestly. Like, if deep down you feel like you have a good guy that will actually stick around and be there for you and your kid and stuff like that, yeah, like go ahead with the pregnancy, go ahead. But don't take his words like for everything, because that's what I did. Like, I took his word for like everything, because he was like, listen, you know, he's like, we're gonna do this together, like it's gonna be us. I'm gonna be there for you, nothing gonna happen, blah blah blah, right? And I was like eating that shit up. I was like, okay, like, yes, we're gonna do this together, it's gonna be us two. And he was like, yes, like we're gonna be a family. He's like, then like, you know, we're gonna get married. And honestly, I don't think I think the reason why he brought marriage was because like we have a kid that we have a kid. And I was like I said, I was eating that shit up. The fork, a spoon, a knife. I was like, yum 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 yum, bitch. Like, I was just right, dumbass was just like, yeah, you know. And so, which is not a good thing. Don't, like I said, don't take anything a guy said, whether he's your boyfriend or hell, even your fucking husband, because you never know how a guy actually is until you move in with them or till they get a female pregnant. And that's when you really see their true colors. So, like, you know, always, like I say, have a plan B. Listen to yourself, too. Like, you know. And if you have a lot of support behind you, listen to them. And so, and then it was like good. And I told him, I was like, I didn't want to tell nobody about this yet, because my biggest thing was like having a miscarriage. But I didn't want to have one again. And I was like, nah. Because that shit is very, like, you know, it's very upsetting. And it is, I guess you could say, traumatizing. But it is hard for a female to, like, you know, go through that. So, he was like, you're not gonna have one. And I think the only reason why he said that, because, well, besides him, you know, kind of being ignorant, but I think another reason why he said that was because before I found out, literally, like, that week, I found out that weekend, and that week I was at work, I remember I had, like, drunk, like, I drank cranberry and vodka together, and then I was smoking my vape. And so, wait, can I even say that on here? Anyway, so, yeah. And I remember the next day, he was like, come on, like, you know, wait, no, the next day or that night. I think it was still that night, because I remember we were still talking about marriage. The fuck? Marriage. And he was saying, like, yeah, like, you know, we're gonna have, like, this Mexican wedding and stuff like that. We're gonna, like, be like this, like, you're about to be family. He said it's best to do it before you have a baby. Like, he said, like, we should do this, like, in April or June. And I was like, at first I was kind of eating it up, but then I kind of, like, backed down and stopped. I stopped eating it up when, you know, like, I put in, like, my opinion of, like, how, like, I would want, like, a wedding to be also. And he was just very, not caring towards it. Like, and so yeah, once he, just wanted the wedding to be the way he wanted, we just got the phone right there. Because I was like, no, we're not doing this. And so I remember I went to bed the next day. I woke up and he was like, I'm gonna come pick you up, and then we going to talk with my grandmother. And I was like, I already instantly knew that he told her, and I was like, why would you even tell her? I told you not to tell her. Like, I told you I want nobody to know at the moment, and now you're telling her. And I was like very upset, because it's like somebody telling you like a very, like, a secret, like a dark secret, and you go there and run your mouth to other people. Like, no, that's not cool. You don't do that. You don't tell everybody, like, a person's business that doesn't want to be out there. And he like told her and was like, come on, I'm gonna come pick you up. And I was like, no, I'm not going. I don't care. Like, I'm not going. And he was like, yes. He was like, or I'm gonna bring them over there and we're gonna tell your whole family that you're pregnant. And I was like, what the fuck was wrong with you? Like, why would you even do that? Like, I said I don't want nobody to know, at least not now. So why would you even do that? And I am just going over there anyway. And so I went over there. And after I went over there, like, his grandma was just talking to us and stuff like that. And she was saying, like, now you can't think about yourself. Now, like, it's the baby got to think about. And she was telling sperm donor that, yeah, now you have to take care of her and the baby and stuff like that. And she was telling me that, you gotta take, like, take care of yourself. Like, now you gotta eat. Like, you got to, like, take your vitamins and stuff like that. And I hated it. And I like a lot of hate when she said, like, not have to eat, because, like, the reason why I didn't eat was because, one, when I was over there, I did not feel comfortable, like, to get my own food, honestly. Like, if you didn't offer me food, and I'm just like this because, like, I grew up with, like, like, you have manners. Like, when you go into somebody's house, you don't automatically sit down, just somebody tell you to sit down. You don't go in their fridge. You don't basically make yourself at home. Like, you don't do that. And even, like, with my best friend, like, when she had her own place, even with her, like, when I would stay over there, like, she always tell me, like, girl, go ahead, like, you don't have to ask me if I wanted something. So, like, you go ahead, you dig in my fridge. She was like, only you can, nobody else can. And it took me like months for me to get that comfortable to be like, I'm taking this and stuff like that. Like, it takes me a long time to get that comfortable, honestly. And also, I feel like, his family didn't really make me feel comfortable, because it was like a language barrier. Like, they didn't, especially with like the grandma and stuff like that. Like, I don't speak Spanish. They spoke, very little English. So it was like a big relationship barrier, and I just didn't, feel comfortable. So, like, if nobody was there to translate for me, I was kind of like just stuck. And so yeah, so I just told, so after that, I forgot what me and him did. I think we just chill at his place, honestly. Even though, like, inside I was like fuming, like I was so mad. And then, at time went on, like, I don't know, I would work, and then I would, like, go, usually I would stay with him, like, for, like, a couple of days, and I would go back home. Like, I barely was at home. But I know, like, during, like, my pregnancy, had, like, time progressed, and even when it's, like, I found pregnant, I just hate that, like, people don't tell you, like, all about pregnancy. Like, they don't show you and tell you about, like, the good times. Like, oh yeah, like, when you get pregnant, you instantly feel connection. You, do this. Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm getting too far ahead for myself. I'm getting too far ahead. Gotta remember, I had my OBGYN appointment, and I went to it, and she told me that I was pregnant, and I was like, okay, I'm pregnant. And so that night, I remember either that night or like a couple of few days, a few days later, I remember that's what I did tell my mom. And my mom had a feeling too. She just knew, it's her intuition that she knew I was pregnant and stuff like that. And Miss Burndle and Grandma said the same thing, honestly. But she saw I was pregnant back in December, which I damn well knew I was not pregnant in December. Cause I got pregnant. Well, yeah, I found out I was pregnant mid-January, like early mid-January. And she started pregnant back in December, which I knew I wasn't because my period. I remember on Christmas, I had my period, so there was no baby up in here. There was nothing. Because I remember on Christmas, I was like, my period was going off. So I thought I would just shut down when she said that. Even when Spurndon brought it up, I just be like, no, I'm not. So, and then back to the other part I was saying. So, oh yeah, what I just kind of hate that no one really tells you that your pregnancy, if not, you don't instantly feel connection. You don't instantly get happy because I deal with mental issues, and during my basically my whole pregnancy, my mental issues, my mental health, I should say, was shit. I was miserable during my whole pregnancy, and most of it is because of sperm donor. But the other part of it was because I didn't really feel a connection at first. I'm so used to hear people say, "Oh yeah, you instantly feel a connection to the third," and I didn't feel it that way. I didn't feel I had instant connection. And also I was looking going crazy when I might be, not gonna lie, because I was so used to if I felt a big emotion that I would usually either drink or I would vape. Can't even say that. I would hit the V and I would just let it vibe out and stuff like that. And so what was I? Oh yeah, so I remember because I got put on to this therapist, everything, because my OBGYN, she put me on after she first saw me, when I told her, well, when she told me I was pregnant, only because from my past experiences with my mental health, she decided it'd be good just keep try keep my brain calm, and just go on, make sure nothing happens, stuff like that. And so I did have a little bit of a therapist to talk to when I was pregnant, and then, well, actually, yeah, I did. And then she converted me over to an IOP program. But before we get all into that, I remember that how my best friend found out, because I was over her place, and we was just talking and stuff like that. And then she said oh yeah, I forgot I have wine coolers. And I guess my face had changed because she asked me that moment, and I was I didn't know to do. And then I just ended up telling her that I can't drink because I'm pregnant. Okay, sorry that I'm looking a bit of a mess. Last night I had a Halloween party and stepped in my costume, but I wanted to get a video out to y'all by tomorrow, if not by tonight. So let's just hop right in back into the video. And she was super happy. Also, my best friend is the same person that I mentioned in my previous story time, Maya. Her? Yes. So Maya was just extremely happy. Like, she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna have like a little nephew or niece. I don't know why I stuttered. And she was just so happy for me. And so she was like, yes, like my sister becoming a mom, and sperm donor gonna be a father, they're gonna be a happy family. And I was like, yeah, you know, like at that time I was happy, you know. But at times still started going on. Like me and like, you know, sperm donor relationship wasn't going well. Like there would be times where like we didn't talk to each other for like weeks on end. Like before, like we would talk like, you know, every day or at least at night we would talk, and then like it started becoming like we wouldn't talk, and I would always, you know, hit out the other person. But like what made me low-key stop trying to do that was like because I'm like, why am I always the one hitting you up and you're not hitting me up? And when we talk, it's super fucking dry. Like you just don't want to talk to me. So we low-key started like slowly stop talking, and around that was going on like my own, like, you know, when I was pregnant, it wasn't a very fun time. It was not. Like, I was going back and forth with myself, thinking, like, should I keep this baby? Should I not keep this baby? I was going back and forth, like, I don't feel connected. That was, like, my biggest thing during pregnancy was, like, that connection. Because I'm so used to, like, hear everybody else say like, oh yeah, like when they got pregnant they feel a connection, even if they didn't feel it right on, like later down the line they used to feel something, right? And that was like my like biggest thing. And so I remember like my first ultrasound appointment was coming up, and sperm donor was to go with me. And so I remember this day pretty because we got up and I saw him put his clothes on, and I'm like, where are you going? He was like, oh, he's going to work. I'm like, I thought you was going with me to, you know, the ultrasound. And he was like, no, no, my friend said only, like, he can't be, basically saying that his family told him that he can't go in there, which is a lie. Like, you could go in there. You have to be one person, though. It can't be, like, your whole fucking family, but another person can go with the pregnant woman into the ultrasound. And when he told me that, I literally like wanted to cry, but I remember I did not want to go by myself to the ultrasound because it was like, I don't know, for me it was like scary, and then like it also was like, you know, like what if, like, you know, they say this, or it's like basically it's like reality, I guess. Like I was like, what if this, what if that? And then also I wasn't feeling connected, and then I'm like, yo, like I just don't want to go by myself. But I ended up going by myself, and I remember like I heard, like, you know, I'm not at her, I saw the baby, and that was like the awakening, or like one of the awakenings I had to like feel a connection to my child. The other one was when I first heard like his heartbeat, and that right there, like, I felt like connection to it, like, you know, I felt happy. And so, but yeah, so like, you know, like they was telling me like my due date would be and stuff like that, and you know, like come back in like the next couple of months or however many times I basically went. I didn't go like that much because I had a healthy pregnancy actually, which to this day is kind of shocking because I was under like so much stress. Like if it wasn't because of sperm donor, it was because like of my own mental. And I remember also like as time went on, me and sperm donor was like kind of like, it wasn't off and on, but I remember like I basically kind of stopped going around there. I'm the type of person that's like, if you want me to come over, whether like I'm your best friend, partner, whatever, you gonna have to ask me. Like, I mean, unless I want to, like, you know, be like, no, I want to see them. Like, hit me up. I'm gonna hit them up. No, like, I don't just pop by their people's houses. Like, I have before. Like, if I was in a neighborhood, like, but there was friends though. Oh my god, my nose. But they were friends though, and so, but yeah, there was like friends though that I did that with, and they would usually always on me. So yeah, but yeah, he never like, you know, we had to had this like had this conversation like multiple times. Honestly, he was like, "Why you don't want to come over no more?" And I was like, "Why don't you just ask me to come over? If you want me to come over." I told him, I'm like, I don't come over people's houses. This is at the 3rd, and like just randomly, you know, and he was like, you know, you're welcome if you want to come over, stuff like that. And another part of me was like, the reason why like, I never asked him either, can I come over, is because like I said, like, I felt uncomfortable over there. Like, when I was there, I literally stayed in the bedroom. Like, I did not leave the bedroom unless I had to go to pee. And that was like kind of rare. And so, well, not rare, I was to say, but it wasn't like how you live in your own house, you know, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna just do this in my house, or do this in my house, or I'm gonna just, you know, do that. No. I was like strictly in that bedroom, like literally, you know what with that. And I was like, hey, when he left me, he needed to go to work or had to do other stuff, and I was just there. Yeah. So, but skip forward more so. I'm just kind of skipping in because I don't want to give away too much, only because it's not about me and this personal relationship, which I will tell more in the future. It's about like my pregnancy, stuff like that, so I'm just kind of skipping. But I also want y'all to get like a taste, I feel like, how he kind of is, or how he, you know, he is, right? And so, yeah, so I got like from farther along my pregnancy, and then to find out that like I'm having a boy, and I'm not mistaken, this was before her little birthday. Yeah. So I was like, you know, like I was in IOP from like Mondays to Fridays. Yeah. In the morning to like, it was about like what, 12 or 1. And I was in there, I was doing that, and it became beneficial. Like, I found out that a lot of stuff that, like, you know, I do like when I was pregnant and I felt stressed or my anxiety was high, I had like this body cream from Bath and Body Works. It's like I'm gonna like say the name. I'm gonna put a picture up and so y'all know. But that I smell whenever I felt anxiety, stressed, sad. That one there got me through it, literally. And it had a body wash too, so I was just, But no, I learned a lot of coping skills, and also that try to keep me calm and stuff like that. And it was like, you know, going good for me and stuff like that. And so, anyway, boyfriend birthday. So I remember I had like planned his birthday. I took him to Baltimore because his birthday was like on literally that was it after the weekend after like July 4th, 4th of July. And so like I couldn't take him to the beach because, you know, that it's very expensive when 4th of July, it mean big like summer or in a warm area. like holidays. Yeah, it's pretty big. Like it was pretty big. It's expensive. So I was like, and at the time I wasn't working, so I had stopped working. Because like, I couldn't work no more. Got this time, and my like second trimester was like, second trimester, the baby kept making my blood pressure drop. So like, if I had stand too long and stuff like that, if I stand too long, not taking rest, walking a lot, my blood pressure would start to drop. And during my mid to end pregnancy, it stopped doing it, right? But when that had happened, I just stopped working, and which I liked and I hated, because I liked it because when I gave me a chance to, like, basically I could do my IOP and stuff like that without having to worry about, like, oh, I have work after this, or I have to take off, or whatever. But I also hate it because, like, even though I hate working, I like my own money. Like, I like to be able to be like, you know what, I want this. I'm gonna buy this for myself. Or, you know what, I'm gonna go here. And it sucks when you don't have your own money. You have to, like, have to get money from your own either parent, or if your partner gives you money. But so his birthday is coming up, and I took her to Baltimore, and I told him, I was like, I bought him, like, his birthday gift. Not Baltimore, but before. And I basically kept asking, like, what do you want to do? Like, oh, well, actually, no. So I remember we met up. They hopped on the Greyhound, and we did not talk really. We were just like on the bus. We didn't talk. We got there. We checked in. I had to put an extra $200 on it because that's security thing. And it was okay. Then once we fully, once we put bags down, stuff like that, he wanted to go out and walk around. I told her, okay, we could do that, but my phone has to charge. And and he left the room. And so I took her phone up, and I just kind of I stood there for a little bit, laying there. And then also after that, I just went to the pool and stuff like that. And then when he came back, I kept asking him, what did you want to do? It's your birthday, so pick what you want to do. And he didn't know what he wanted to do. He kept saying nothing was there. I said, dude, just look it up. There's a lot of things we could do here in Baltimore. And I was even naming some things. So I thought it'd be really fun or really cool, whatever. And I remember that the time it was a waste of money. It really was. I never get to that. Because after that, the next day, we walked around. We got McDonald's. Came back. Kind of just chill. Oh yeah, I should mention that night too. That same night, the first time we got there, I remember I had walked to just sushi place, and I got him food off of kind of making my money, and a little bit of his too, but mostly mine. And here we have food that he bought earlier, and he didn't tell me that. And so it's not making me mad. I'm just really just what the fuck? I even put up with that shit. Me now would be not, I would not put up with that. I would be leave me the fuck alone. But at that time, it was no. I knew I didn't have to be with a person to have their baby, but I wanted that because I wanted to be a family and stuff like that. That was my thing. It wasn't you know, like, oh, if I have the right kid, I gotta stay, I'm stuck with them. No, my thing was like, no, I want to have a family, like, mommy, daddy, kid, together, you know? But anyway, so the next day, like I said, we walked around, we ended up getting nails, and then, the entire time I was there, I was in the pool. I went to the pool, and I was just straight chilling. I took pictures. I wish I would post up here too. I took pictures. I took I took videos. I was just straight chilling in the fucking pool. And then he was in the room watching TV or whatever. And he kept like telling me like I remember in fact that night he was like, oh, like why didn't we go to the beach? I was telling him, I was like, oh, like, you know, it was too expensive, so like we couldn't go to the beach. And he was a bit very acting like ungrateful, like basically saying like, oh, like, you know, like we should have went to the beach and stuff like that, or someplace else. And I was like, fine. And I remember like that did hurt me because it was like I never met nobody like that that was so fucking ungrateful, because literally all my partners and all my friends and stuff like that, even family, like when like if we took them out someplace or we did something, even though like it was not like what they expected, they still had a good time. They still had fun. They never act ungrateful towards it. So I was like, take it back, and then and I told her, I was like, well, then the next time I'm not taking you to no place. Like, if you want to go someplace, you do it then. You put your money out and do it then. Because I'm not doing it anymore. And so, I remember, like, when we came back, we didn't talk. We literally, like, as we got off the bus, we went our separate ways. But before we got on the bus, I remember, we had to wait 2 fucking hours, almost 3 hours for that fucking Greyhound bus because it was delayed. It didn't tell us it was delayed either. As I remember, I was sitting there and I was like, but I was really about to cry because it was like so much stuff. It was like him over here being like grateful, and then me, like, you know, like, is pregnant, has to go through like very much hormonal changes, and then also was like you're being like grateful. It's affected me, and then like, at the time my self-esteem was low because me having a belly was something, it was hard for me to get like, you know, used to stuff like that. Like I eventually got used to it, but it was very hard for me to get used to it. Like as soon as it popped out, I just felt ugly. Except for that, and then I also felt ugly because like he didn't want to do nothing with me, and I was ready about to cry. I was like pissed. I was about to fucking cry. And then once we eventually got on the bus, we did talk. I just fell asleep, woke up, and when we got off the bus, I was like, see ya, and I walked to my bus stop. That was it. We did not talk. And after that, we did not talk for even a couple more days or weeks or whatever. And so I remember when I went to RP, I had like broke down in tears and told him like basically what happened with that weekend. Like I get out grateful, that I felt my self-esteem, everything else that like was going on with me at the time, and and like they was there, they cheered me up, and I'm grateful for that, honestly. And so as time went on some more, like I got tired of kind of just like rotting in my bed, like, and I remember like I was like, you know what, I don't care, like I don't care if my boyfriend don't want to, like, you know, talk to me or like spend time with me. Fine, then I'm gonna spend my own time. So I remember like me and my best friend and me and Maya and this other girl, we're gonna name her Poppy. And like we all went out, we all had fun, and then my time did get a little bit ruined, only because like Spurnoy was like he liked to like put stuff up on Instagram. Who they want to do certain people that put stuff on Instagram, but like indirectly post stuff about me, and I knew it was about me, whatever, and I would get like pissed, and I would go texting him like cursing the fuck out or whatever. But mind you, the whole entire time like this was going on, no one knew what I was like going through in that relationship, like how much. No one knew. I didn't tell nobody about what was going on until like my pregnancy, until when the baby came out. So we're going to skip some more into basically my birthday month, because everything there is kind of repetitive and stuff like that. Like me and him, like I said, I'm not trying to get really much into detail with me and him, because later on I'm gonna get more into detail. But literally, it was just repetitive. Like me and him would text, I would try to communicate with him, he wouldn't want to communicate with me, and shove it off, and I'd be like, okay, fuck you. And so it'd be like that. And then of course I'll go IP, I'm home, I'm not doing shit. Yeah. And so my birthday month came, and I remember like it was like a few days before my birthday, and that's time I was done with him, but he was like, no, not breaking up with me, just come over and talk and stuff like that, which that talk was nothing, because literally I remember over his house, he left to go do something. They said stay here, and my dad might actually stay there until he came back, but it was not too late. And then I stayed the night, because me on him, I don't like going out late at night by myself. So yeah, I know, I got that like dumbass thing on top of my head. Yeah, that was me. That happened to me quite a few times too. But he said he wanted to take me out, right? He never was specific and stuff like that, right? With taking me out. And so I was like, okay. But then like, my godmom, she wanted to see me on my birthday. And so I was like, I told him, I was like, you know what? I haven't seen him like in a long ass time. And like I was like, we could all do something together, like we all could do something together and let's like, have a good time. And so I remember I texted him in the morning while I was for breakfast, and then when I picked up Maya, I texted him again, like, yo, you still got me, blah blah. No response. Called him, nothing. I was like, let's just go. And around, I found out we got his location that he was at a party. And then a couple days later, I believe, or like a few days later, I remember he had turned off his location and changed Instagram password. So I go get it. So I was like, okay. And so I was being ready, and I took him out of my bio. And yeah. So I was just more focused on myself and my child, because I was getting close. And I remember that the big great deal of me and breaking up with him was like, because like we had gotten a big argument about, I think he buy stuff for the baby. He was like, no, buy when he's older, and it was getting me like pissed off. I was like, why are you even saying that? Why are you even doing that? And so I remember all of it, honestly. That's where I got receipts. But I'm not gonna put the receipts in this video. But he was just saying that like that how I never come over or text him and stuff like that, and basically nothing I do with the baby. And then he said like, oh, I don't think the baby is mine and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you don't think the baby yours? Okay. And I cursed him out too because of that. And after that, I broke up with him. I said, no, fuck you, we done. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But he did come to like my last appointment because I was like what, a day overdue. Well, not a week overdue. And so, went to my last appointment, and then he went me to the hospital because I had to go and get put into labor because my blood pressure was high. So after that, he stayed with me into the hospital, and that's the only time that he was like, we was like cordial with each other. We would never tell that, but we were just cordial, and it was a very good moment. Like I said, I appreciate that. And the baby came out. He was a healthy baby boy. He was 8 pounds. And after that, he was just, that was it. Like, you know, the story was kind of a little bit everywhere because I didn't want to get too much details out because I knew I'm going to give it the same details again later in stories, and I didn't want to be repeating myself. So yeah. But anyway, that was basically my experience with pregnancy. I know it was a little bit everywhere, and then it was kind of hard, but that's how my family and friends found out, and then my experience with pregnancy, plus sprinkle in the drama. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment, and follow me for more. Alright, bye guys.